Hello, beautiful people. I hope everyone's doing well. I'm back in Bloxburg today, and we're building I don't really know what to call it. Have you ever seen the sunken in patios? Some rich people have them. It's where you have the patio, but it's down into the ground, so like there's steps, and you walk down just a little bit in it. I think it creates a really neat texture and depth in the yard, but I didn't want to do a patio because it didn't really fit the vibe of what I've got everywhere else. So I decided to do a garden instead. Right now I'm using basic shapes to create the floor because I didn't want it to be as deep as the basement. I used the basement to create the recess, and I had a limited budget, so I didn't want to do anything crazy. Like I've seen other people do a tennis court and use cabinets to make the floor, but that was going to be really expensive, so I just used basic shapes because I love basic shapes even though they're a nightmare to deal with. Here I am making some little steps for it. I play around with the colors a lot. I've got the line grass in the gated area in front of the house, so I wanted to carry it over just to, break up the textures a little bit. I do get rid of that pebble color stuff. Don't worry, I just make it into regular concrete so it looks like stone coming out. Forgive me if I sound a little weird. I'm still recovering from the stupid bronchitis. I swear, I can't even y'all know how much I love the heat. I get overheated now, and that never happens, like ever. But my doctor said it's just part of this. I have to wait on it to go away. Here I am kind of experimenting with what I want to do on the sides to make the walls look nice. I ended up deciding to use these pretty vines. I didn't want to have to deal with placing all of them, so I just made them bigger and put them in some spots, and then I'm experimenting with it still, but I'll end up eventually deleting some of that and putting waterfalls instead because I have like 14 in my inventory. I really just wanted it to feel like really calm and relaxing, and I know this is a video game, but I picture like if you were here in real life, you would hear the water rustling and like see all the greenery, and it would just be really nice and relaxing. It's a nice area to be. I've been outlining a lot of things with the little garden beds. I think it looks really nice and adds, like I said, texture. I love texture. I love visual interest. So I decided to outline everything in a garden bed. And I really think it turned out really neat. I put a lot of plants in. The plants are probably the most expensive part of this build. Y'all know Bloxburg plants are just absolutely ridiculous for some reason. Even like growing them yourself, I was way too impatient for that, so I just bought them and wasted a bunch of money. I used the berry bushes, the different colored berry bushes like I've got in front of the house to carry that over, and then I put the darker colored I want to call them azaleas, but I don't know if that's what they are. The little flower bushes. I just think they're really pretty. And then I filled in the gaps with smaller plants. I'm sorry, I forgot to turn the grid off here, but it ended up helping me line everything up. I hate how it looks when I'm trying to record, but it let me make the plants relatively symmetrical. So I'm just going to grabbing plants from around that I've used so that way it kind of carries through because I like consistency. I wanted there to be different shades of green, but I still wanted it to be like consistent all throughout the plot. So I used plants that I've used in other areas and just kind of mixed them all in. And then I actually used a plant I haven't used yet, and it's the little pink flowers there. I just pointed at the screen like you could see me pointing. Wow. We all know where my brain is. I added those in to fill in the gaps, and I think it actually turned out really pretty. If they weren't so expensive, I would do this to all of the flower beds, but like I said, the plants are really expensive. One day when I'm patient enough to actually work, maybe I will. I had a picnic blanket over here, or I just pointed at the screen again. I moved the picnic blanket because I really like having it out there in the little hint of pink. I use these benches a lot. Don't want to end up changing that ugly yellow color later, but it doesn't stay yellow forever. I added the benches, and I know logically they would touch the waterfall and it would be uncomfortable and blah blah blah, but it's a video game, so we can do whatever the heck we want. Then I individually move all the pillows because I'm an idiot and didn't do it before I put all the benches down. After that, I'm just going to add some little decorations and stuff to make it look more cozy. I like those flower pillows, and I like to put the blankets on the benches, even though it's outside. Again, it's a video game, so the blankets don't get wet. I used a table runner to add some texture and color to the bench. I think it actually was a neat idea. I might do that more often. I never thought to do it before. I didn't think that they would work on it, but I saw it and I was like, hey, I'm going to test this out. I like how it looks. I think like I said, it just adds some extra texture to look at, and I love texture. Now I'm trying to figure out what to do on the walls so it doesn't look so plain and boring. I'm experimenting with planters because I knew I wanted it to be planters. It's a garden, I put some sunflower pots down, and then I fiddled and fiddled with the garden beds. I really like how it ended up looking. Oh, and here I am. I'm trying to add fairy lights just to light everything up a little bit because I've got fairy lights all over the plot. I think it just makes it look really, really pretty and vibey and Pinteresty, you know. Oh, I just said the word vibey. Here I am fiddling with the stupid planter boxes. I could not figure out what I wanted to do for this. It took me so long to get it right. Um, I switched it around a bunch. I changed colors. I did this and then I didn't like it, so I changed it. It was just, it was really something. That just looked awful, but we ended up getting there eventually. It just took me a little bit. Here I am still trying to make those little planters work. I ended up I ended up liking them. I put the bushes there so that way it looked like the green it was overgrown onto the stairs because if you have anywhere outside that has like stone stairs, you know the plants grow into it no matter what you do. I've got stone steps out on my front porch and I swear I have to weed them as much as I weed a garden. I've recently been using the tomato plants on the bottoms of the trellis, like the trellises in the game. Because in my mind, it kind of looks like roses climbing up the side. I wish I could make them taller, but I can't. But I think it's okay. I did a little bird area too, a bird bath and a bird feeder, just because, you know, it's a garden. And I know in my garden, I've got a bird feeder and a bird bath and all that fun stuff because I love watching the birds. Um, I wanted just everything to feel really like storybookish, if that makes sense. I did the wheelbarrow. I've been doing this a lot too. I I made it look like the wheelbarrow was dumped, like it had dumped dirt out, and then I put plants on it, so it was like the plants are growing out of the dirt that the wheelbarrow dropped because I just think it looks really cool. And then I added some bees and a little insect house because the bees pollinate the flowers, you know. And then I added some extra little plants to fill in the space, and then I brought these stones down just to, you know, create some more visual interest, break things up a little bit. I fiddle around with this a little bit too because I wanted some lighting, so I didn't really. I could. I added a fireplace to make it look warmer, not warmer, to make it more cozy. And I have fireplaces all throughout the plot. I know if I'm sitting outside, I want to be near a fire, so I just carried that through in the build. Um, there I am recoloring the pillows finally. It took me a while to figure out I didn't like it. And there it is. So now I'm going to do a little walkthrough and let you see. I'm going to zoom in so you're seeing it from the character's perspective. So we're at the front of the plot and we're walking and walking. We open the big grand gate and walk down. And then if we turn, there's a sitting area and a pond. And then if we turn the other way, we follow the path. There's another gate. Obviously, we open the gate and then follow the cobblestones down into the garden. It was kind of like secret gardening vibes, but obviously not so secret because there's not a big fence around it. I really like how it turned out. I mean, if I could afford to do this at my real house, I absolutely would. I think it's a really neat, like, thing to have, and I've never seen it really in Bloxburg before, so I'm like, hey, maybe other people will see this and want to do it too. Um, but I'll just let you kind of enjoy the view. I personally really enjoyed building this. I'm probably going to build more stuff like this in the future. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching. Remember that you're absolutely wonderful, you're beautiful, you're amazing, you are loved, and I'm so happy every time you come and check out one of my videos. I hope all of you have an absolutely beautiful day. Thank you. Bye.